There are different locations for each of these and different types of levers. There are three classes of levers. The first class, which is when the fulcrum is in the middle. The second class is when the resistance is in the middle. And the third class is when the effort is in the middle. There is a little rhyme to remember to know which one goes in the right class, which is FRE 1, 2, 3. An example of the first class is a pair of pliers. When using the pliers where you're holding is the effort, the middle pivot point is the fulcrum, and the claw part is the resistance. The fulcrum is the fixed pivot point, the effort is the push or pull applied to the lever, and the resistance is the weight that the lever moves. An example of a class 2 lever is a nutcracker. The effort is where you hold the handle, and the middle is where you crack the nut, which is the resistance, and the pivot point at the end of the nutcracker is the fulcrum. An example of a third class lever is lifting weight with your forearm. The fulcrum is a pivot point, which is your elbow. Your forearm is the effort, and your hand holding the weight is the resistance. Mechanical advantage is the output force divided by the input force. The input force can never be greater than the output force. Let's say you take an inclined plane. Then its height is 2 feet, which is the input force, and its length is 6 feet, which is the output force. You would take 6 divided by 2 and get a mechanical advantage of 3. Wheel and axle, pulley, and a screw are all good examples of mechanical advantage. Wheel and axle MA. A wheel is essentially a lever with one arm, the distance between the axle and the outer point of the wheel. Typically, this is a fairly large difference, leading to the proportionally large mechanical advantage. This allows even simple wheels with wooden axles running in wooden blocks to still turn freely. Pulleys change the direction of a tension force on a flexible material, like a rope or a cable. In addition, a block and tackle of multiple pulleys creates mechanical advantage. By having the flexible material looped over several pulleys in turn, adding more loops and pulleys increases the mechanical advantage. Screw. A screw is essentially an inclined plane wrapped around a cylinder. The run over the rise of this inclined plane is the mechanical advantage of a screw. Well, you know these things are used every day. If you are a carpenter, you use screws every day, building houses and such. Effort and load. The load is the weight and the effort is the movement.